What's the ideal physique and training program for jiu-jitsu? Well, there's obviously a lot of ways to try to answer this question, and there's no one answer. But one thing that I've come to believe in my career is that if you pay enough attention, the sport will actually answer that question for you. Much like evolution, sports have a filtering mechanism that tends to reward certain characteristics and punish others. And given enough time and participation, trends begin to emerge among successful performers. Basketball players tend to be tall with large wingspans. Sprinters tend to have long legs. Swimmers have long torsos. Weightlifters have short femurs. Why? Because it works. The more consistently we see a trend and the bigger the differences we see between the most successful performers and everyone else for a given set of traits, the more we want to focus on it for performance, in my opinion. Now, obviously, we can't do anything about our skeletal structure, but what about the stuff that is in our power to change? Here are 5 things that I've noticed about elite level grapplers from both research and the real world that is under our control that I think separate them from the rest. The first is huge backs. I was scrolling recently and this guy's back was so big that it made me stop scrolling. This level of muscularity in the neck, lats, traps, rhomboids, and erectors is pretty nuts, and it's no exaggeration to say that it's not far off the level of a bodybuilder. The second is a massive focus on pulling strength. This is borne out by the data, and it turns out that grapplers don't just have insane muscularity in their backs, they have great strength and strength endurance to go with it too. Take a look at this study. Not only was there a clear relationship between the level a grappler competed at and the number of pull-ups that they were able to perform, even the less successful athletes were putting up numbers that I would guess less than 1% of regular people are able to do, even the heavyweights. Number 3 is they're lean as fuck. Captain Obvious, the leaner you are in a weight class sport, the more muscle you can pack onto your frame and not exceed that weight limit. Given that fat doesn't flex, that should mean that you're going to be stronger, more explosive, and exhibit higher levels of muscular endurance than competitors who belong to the Chub Club. Number 4 is strong grip. Another Captain Obvious statement. It doesn't matter how strong your back is if you can't get and keep a connection to your opponent via the hands and fingers. Pretty much all grapplers show a significantly higher level of grip strength compared to the normies. And while it doesn't do a great job of distinguishing between grapplers of different levels, the ability to sustain high levels of grip under fatigue does, which makes sense when you consider the amount of high rep grip work like hangs for time that goes on in the various grappling sports. Number 5 is high anaerobic capacity. Now, while a high VO2 is, in my opinion, an essential for all high level grapplers, it doesn't appear to be a great distinguisher between elites and sub-elites. Upper body anaerobic capacity, on the other hand, does appear to, presumably because it's high intensity in nature and it taxes relevant musculature for grappling. So go hit the ski erg and the infinity rope. What do you guys think about this list? Let me know in the comments.